Hey everyone, I'm Ian Douglas, the author of the website techinterview.guide. I do live streams every Sunday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern about topics relevant to interview preparation for the tech industry. I occasionally record longer Q&A sessions, and I've started to break those into smaller videos to post. And there'll be information at the end of this video about how to get in contact with me if you have additional questions. Let's get to it. All right. What are some tech interview questions that are very outdated but still asked? What would be some good examples of those? I can't really think of any specific questions off the top of my head. I mean, there's still like more of the HR style questions that may get asked, like what are your greatest strengths and weaknesses kind of thing. That just shows that they haven't updated their process at all. One of the things that I really appreciated about chatting with Jesse a couple of weeks ago was how with the pandemic, they had the opportunity to kind of put the brakes on everything, put the brakes on hiring, and put the brakes on the whole interview process and basically reinvent it and say, you know what, we're just going to take some time and we're just going to like rebuild this whole thing and figure out how we want to do this going forward. And I really have a ton of respect for companies that did that. The company that's employed me now, they actually want some of my input on like what should our interview process be. And I'm really excited to kind of dive in on some of that as well. Part of my role is going to be around like education and onboarding. And part of that is to make our interview process more equitable, where everyone's got better opportunity to join the team and you don't have to have the magic, mix of technical stack that we have. But when it comes to companies that maybe they haven't interviewed in a while, like maybe they haven't grown in a while, so they haven't had to bring anybody on the team, or everyone's been on the team for like 10 years and they haven't had to interview anybody new in a long time, and so they may ask kind of outdated questions, but if they've been doing the same thing for 10 years and they're still using old technology from 10 years ago, that's also a bit of a flag. So I think that you can pay attention to what those questions are and go, wow, it sounds like really outdated kind of stuff. Like, what are you doing that's more modern? And again, that can kind of play into questions that you should ask them about what their process is and how they're staying modern and current if they're kind of doing the same thing over a really long period of time. So some things to keep in mind there. So yeah, I would say most of the really outdated things would be probably more on the HR side than on the technical side. Hopefully on the technical side, they've stayed up to date on, Git process and agile workflow. Sorry, I'm bumping my mic here. On agile workflow, Kanban kind of thing, or, how they do their ticket tracking internally. Do they use a tool like Jira or Pivotal Tracker, or, are they using something like Trello, or they literally got Post-it notes on the wall? Like, what kind of process are they following for that kind of stuff? And you'll start to get a sense for whether it feels like it's outdated. But I can't really think off the top of my head, like any questions that I know are outdated that are still asked. But that would be a good, interesting one to kind of survey a little bit and see what other companies would say about that. Hey, thanks for watching. I love helping people out with interview prep, and I hope this video helped you in some way. If you found this Q&A useful, please consider subscribing. You can follow me on Twitch as well for the live stream twice a week. Check out techinterview.guide/streaming for more information. I also have a daily email series that you can subscribe to on the website. There are never any ads, and when you finish the series, I scrub your information out of my database permanently. Finally, if you have a question that you'd like answered on the stream, you can find my contact info on techinterview.guide. I prefer LinkedIn or email. If you leave your question in a YouTube comment, it might take me longer to find it, but I'll see you next time.